My media product challenges and develops forms and conventions of actual documentaries in a number of ways, such as the cutaways that are relevant to the topic, the voiceover and the framing of an interview. My product is an expository documentary and is very similar to other expository documentaries that you might see on, say, BBC or Channel 4. It's quite a formal piece, and you can tell this by the voiceover. The man that we got to record was very well spoken, proper Queen's English, and it had that real documentary feel to it thanks to that voice, which is the main reason that we chose the man we did to record the documentary voiceover. I think the voiceover was very informative and gave a lot of facts which I think a lot of people don't know. So when they watch the documentary, they'll learn about the binge drinking, which was our aim. I think the voice we used actually had quite a dominant feel to it. I think whilst watching the documentary, you actually take in the facts because of the dominance of the voice. There were a few occasional stutters in the voiceover, but I don't think it affected the documentary in a big way. It did affect the continuity a little bit, but I'm quite happy with the finished documentary and the voiceover. I think it works really well. I think our documentary had like a fair and non-biased look at the topic of binge drinking, and the interviewees gave fair opinions about the topic. When it came to framing the interviews, we tried to be very conventional and frame it like the interview techniques that we put up on the blog when we first started to do this coursework. Unfortunately, there was one interview that let us down frame-wise. The available space in the room was not enough to frame the interview correctly, like the interview techniques that we put up on the blog, so we had to film it side on. And I liked that interview too much to toss it away. I think he gave some really good answers. That was the MP interview. He gave some really good answers, and I did not want to just toss away that interview. The other interviews were framed correctly, and I think we applied the use of the rule of thirds and interview framing techniques in the right way. When it came to location, however, we did not have a lot of options. We tried to get the permission that we needed to film in pubs and bars, but none of the ones that we tried would give us the permission. We did the best we could with the locations that we could get, and you can only try your hardest, so I'm not a great deal concerned about the locations that we did use. Obviously, as the director, it was a big letdown that I was unable to attain the appropriate permission to use the venues, such as the pubs and the bars, for the documentary, but I am happy with the locations that we did manage to use. The cutaways that we filmed, I think, are relevant to the topic. I think if we could go back and do it again, we could probably get a few more cutaways in there, like the pubs and the bars, if we had more time to get permission from other places, but that would have taken time we didn't have, and I think the cutaways that we did manage to get fit, like, slotted in nicely in the documentary, like the hospital and the off licence. All in all, really, I'd say that our documentary included a number of typical codes and conventions that you would see in a mainstream expository documentary. There was room for improvement, yes, but having said that, I am happy with the finished piece, and I think it was a success, and as well as being a good experience, and it was just fun to film and produce, and I'm really happy with the outcome.